This podcast is sponsored by sciencebased.learning.com. Discover a passion-driven language learning system that combines ebooks, audiobooks, and videos with the science of spaced repetition. Maximize your learning and retention today at sciencebased.learning.com.
Mastering Spanish imperfect tense for and ir verbs. Discover the importance of the imperfect tense for Spanish learners, focusing on the conjugation of ir and er verbs with practical examples and exceptions. Understanding the imperfect tense endings for and ir verbs in Spanish. Learning the conjugation of verbs in various tenses is crucial for anyone aspiring to master the Spanish language. A particular tense that often requires attention is the imperfect tense. This tense is essential for describing past actions that were ongoing or repeated. Such actions are understood as not being completed at a specific moment in the past. In this lesson, we will explore the imperfect tense endings for verbs ending in ir and er. While regular verbs in English do not always follow a predictable pattern in the past, Spanish offers more systematic conjugation rules, which, once understood, can greatly enhance learners' confidence in speaking and writing. Regular and verbs. The imperfect tense endings for both ir and er verbs are identical. Let us first look at them. Yo,
Ya.
tú,
Ya.
él, ella, usted, ia. Nosotros, nosotras, íamos. Vosotros, vosotras, íais. Ellos, ellas, ustedes, ian. Here is an example with the verb comer, to eat. Yo comía, I was eating, I used to eat. Tú comías, you were eating, you used to eat. Él, ella, usted comía. He, she was eating, he, she used to eat. Nosotros, nosotras comíamos. We were eating, we used to eat. Vosotros, vosotras comíais. You all were eating, you all used to eat. Ellos, ellas, ustedes comían. They were eating, they used to eat. Similarly, for the verb vivir, to live. Yo vivía. I was living, I used to live. Tú vivías, you were living, you used to live. Él, ella, usted vivía. He, she was living, he, she used to live. Nosotros, nosotras vivíamos. We were living, we used to live. Vosotros, vosotras vivíais. You all were living, you all used to live. Ellos, ellas, ustedes vivían. They were living, they used to live. Exceptions and irregularities. While the majority of and er verbs are regular in the imperfect tense, Spanish learners should be aware of a few irregular verbs in this tense, notably ser, to be, ir, to go, and ver, to see, follow unique conjugation rules. For ser, era, eras, era, éramos, erais, eran. For ir, iba, ibas, iba, íbamos, ibais, iban. For ver, veía, veías, veía, veíamos, veíais, veían. These verbs, though irregular, are very common, so practicing them is crucial. It's worth noting that these irregular forms are exceptions rather than a rule, as the endings for other verbs remain consistent, practical application. Understanding and using the imperfect tense is invaluable for effectively communicating in Spanish. For instance, if you are recounting past habits, background contexts, or setting a scene, the imperfect forms of the verbs provide the necessary nuance. For example, to describe a situation. Cuando era niño, yo vivía en el campo y comía frutas frescas todos los días. When I was a child, I lived in the countryside and ate fresh fruits every day. Further exploration. Acquiring fluency in Spanish involves continuous practice and exposure. Engage with native content such as podcasts or books to see these forms in their natural context. To enrich your learning journey, you can access structured materials and professional guidance. Get your copy of our comprehensive guides to accelerate your progress. Explore more lessons and resources by visiting sciencebasedlearning.com.